Hi, I'm Sarbi Devra and welcome to a brand new course uh, for guiding working professional. And I'm sure if you're here and you are listening to me, you must have done school module where you learnt about guiding ninth and 10th, 11th, 12th, and you have also went through the course curriculum for graduates and postgraduates, and now you have come here. Many times, career counselors say, hey, no, I don't want to deal with school students. And many times they say, hey, I don't want to deal with working professionals and college graduates. I tell them, you need to have understanding of all the age groups career needs, and that would make you a fantastic career counselor because the trick, the secrets, the way you deal with your clients all remains same. Whether you're dealing a school student, whether you're dealing a college graduates or postgraduates or working professional, there's small nitty gritty which ends up changing and differing, and that's what this entire course curriculum is about. I don't really expect that once you have gone through this curriculum, you have become like this star counselor, but yes, I do definitely expect that you would have that confidence to differentiate between what you need to know and what you don't have to know. This is very important takeaway from this entire course curriculum, the master career guide which has been designed by picking different age group. In the working professional module, I'll talk lot in general perspectives because it's very difficult to actually create the case scenarios for working professionals the way we did for schools and college and postgraduate module. Here it's very difficult to say, hey, for the IT working professional, these are the fixed set of questions which will come, and hey, these are the FAQs which will come to you and answer it this way. Or for somebody who's working in BFSI, they will ask you this sort of questions, and these are the FAQs and these are possible answers. This kind of format does not work with the working professional because working professionals who will come to you would come with 5 to 6 standard problems, and you have to talk irrespective of the sectors they are working in, irrespective of the age they are in. You might have a working professional who is of 24 years old, you might have a working professional who is 21-year old, and you might have a working professional who is 50 years old. You will have these working professionals across the age group. You will have these working professionals across different designation. There'll be somebody who is at junior level who wants to become a senior, somebody who is a manager level, there's somebody who is at a CEO level, there's somebody who's a vice president, there's somebody who is a middle manager. You will find working professionals of all type. The interesting thing is that, and in fact, you will see in this course curriculum that not things do change, but it's more about you as a career counselor who's has more experience, and if you can add that experience of school and college student, it becomes a cakewalk and breeze even to deal with a working professional, because doing a low order counseling sessions gives you enough confidence that if you're able to do a very happy counseling for a ninth grade, for a 10th grade, or for a BTech first year student, definitely that confidence will get carried over here. So, hence, I definitely ask everybody who is into working professional counseling or who wants to be in working professional counseling not to say no to school and college students counseling, because that gives you a sense of confidence. It helps you brush your communication skills, it helps you gauge your own convincing skills, and it also keeps you in much more practice of dealing with your clientele. So this was my opening statement before we get into working professional module, and this was my reverse pitch in terms of why a working professional counselor should be also taking school student counselings and college student counseling. But I'll make another pitch. Why a counselor who identifies themselves with a counselor of school student should be doing working professional, and they should be coming forward to do working professional, because that teaches you, and it becomes a learning experience even for you, of pitching yourself, understanding a more mature perspective, and sitting with individuals who will cross question you and who would expect a higher deliverables from you, higher commitment from you. That also helps you grow as a career counselor. So yes, do not uh, do not really shy away from the categories, but yes, definitely you can say that your forte is one particular thing. You can call a working professional IT segment as your forte, or you can call a BTech students as a counseling as your forte, or medical admission counseling as your forte. The forte can be defined, but do keep doing career counseling across all the segment. And now, the way I took you through the previous modules about why you should be, how is this a good business proposition? Let me show you some numbers, some data with respect to employee distribution sector wise. These are very tentative, these are higher uh, tentative data, might not be super accurate, but these are representation which is being given to you. uh, we know India's major employment goes into agriculture. That's what the graph is showing, and services comprises of approximately 30%, which is a very, and that's major portion which will come to you for career counseling, or that's the portion which will definitely be needing career guidance or a mentor or a coach. In the segment, the services is something which you will be taking care, looking at, and that's what, if you start positioning, that will be great. What I have on the slide in front of you is just a representation of a BFSI. Possibly it's not even BFSI, it's banking sector. You see that India as a mammoth, we have like 1.3 billion people population, and compared to Germany and compared to United Kingdom, the number of professionals in the industry comparatively is low. Looking at the population size, that also gives you an indicator that how booming is the space and how much employment it can pick in inside. And this is how you can also figure out a forecast about employment market. This is the data of airline industry, where you will see how the personals are divided across different segment. Again, picking up banking, picking up airline, or picking up particular sector is just a representation. It possibly has nothing to do with it's not that I have certain affinity towards this particular industry, or I think that you as a career counselor should focus towards this industry, but the idea is just to give a representation of how the job profiles and industry wise or sector wise or cluster wise are divided. Looking at the automobile industry, you will realize how small the industry is in India, compared to US, compared to European Union, and this is where we need to just grow, and that means that this industry will be picking a lot of people. There's a scope of a lot of employment generation in the industry. Healthcare workers, again, the numbers might look rosy, but healthcare infrastructure is not very good. And then, and then definitely the number of doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals compared to the population number is very, very low. So this is again an area where a lot of employment generation is there. the area where a lot of employment generation is there, so there's definitely the need of career guidance in that area, because people would want to understand how to get into the sector or how to grow in the sector. The IT sector, and I would suggest to all of you, uh, and I personal suggestion is that if you're looking at working professional segment to make your niche or want to get into this guidance segment, then IT sector is something you should definitely start with. This has a huge strength. This is also a very savvy industry. People working in IT sector, they are very tuned towards adapting things online. They're very tuned towards technology, and they're very tuned towards picking up new services like mentors, coach, guides, counselors. So definitely, if you want to position, start understanding IT industry. Don't worry if you're not an engineer by background. Don't worry if as a career counselor you don't know anything about IT. Uh, Guiding somebody in IT industry does not mean that you need to be expert into tech. You definitely need to have understanding about the outlook of the industry, and what kind of traits and characteristics and behaviors are required in the industry. So if you understand that, that's going to be good enough. Here I want to give you a cheat code, the best way to know about a sector, what goes inside, how the recruitment happens, how the culture happens. So, my cheat code to all the career counselors would be, ideally in your network, you need to have one or two or three people working in that industry with whom you are generally catching up, chit chatting, understanding how their work life goes on, day in life goes on. This could be your brother, this could be your brother in law, this could be a friend, this could be a friend's sister. But you need to have your own network where you have people from different industry, and where you are casually getting on chat with them about their work life, their promotions, their growth, their work types. So, this is very, very important, and this is the best source of knowledge you will have. That's pure play the best source of knowledge. Nothing will come close to this best network knowledge which you will accumulate. No blogs, no news, no YouTube, no news channel, and no career guide, or this course will also not even come close to what you will be gaining. Insights by interacting with your network is very important. So my cheat kit to all the counselors would be, have your network from people from different industry. And if you don't have your network, you have LinkedIn, go reach out, be professional friends with people, share, network, learn, relearn. So this is what I'll say here before we move on to our next module. I once again welcome to you to have this exciting learning experience in this module, where we will learn about guiding working professional.